Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Henry Kissinger Comedy Hour. We gather tonight to honor our gallant president, Ed Sullivan, who, when he was here, gave such great leadership to this club. Justin Mosley, a member of the board of directors and soon to be your president-elect, will lead us in the flag salute. Justin, please stand. Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Sing now, Al.
Sam! Here's an alcohol wonderful. And this year, you were big on the four-way test. I mean, really big. He brought it up about every 5 minutes. Over and over, he talked about it. I was waking up in the middle of the night thinking about the four-way test. It was ridiculous. So anyway, last week I gave my four-way test plaque to the Salvation Army. So that's what you did for me. But this is Ed's night, so we are going to do the four-way test. We've assembled the famous Rotary Four, who have played many Rotary clubs, never twice. Tony Salerno, Doyle Pope, Mike Wiley on the drums, Floyd Westbrook on piano. Sing four-way test all.
Give us the mic for you.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it be? And better friendship, will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's the Rotary four-way test. Now many years ago, in 1932, his company was headed down. He knew not what to do. Then Herbert Taylor started on a quest to keep his frame from certain doom. He wrote the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's the Rotary four-way test. Take it, Tony. Adopted some years later by Rotarians worldwide, some simple rules for dealing with the people by your side. A guide for life's decisions, no doubt one of the best. Just 24 quite simple words. The four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's the Rotary four-way test.
In the workplace or the boardroom, don't act like a fool. You'll find that hurtful words or actions really aren't too cool. So when you make your choices of what to do or say, remember that old four-way test and you will do okay.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? It's the Rotary four-way test. And will it be? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's the Rotary four-way test.
I don't care what everybody says. I love it. Now, Ed, you need to... One, two, three, four. You on now? Okay. Ed, you need to get up here so you can really see what's going on. So you come on up and sit in this bar stool, which is a place you know well. And, put it right there. So, no, I don't want any conversation from you. Just go. Now it's time to delve into Ed's checkered past. We've invited some folks to come tonight and discuss perhaps a side of Ed that you may not be familiar with. Our first presenter is Ed and Peggy's daughter, Wendy. Now, Wendy is an engineer by career and a stay-at-home mother by choice. She lives in San Diego with her husband, Jeff, and has homeschooled their 3 great children. She works with the children's program at church, and she and your son just recently finished the San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon, which you did participate in. Anyway, Wendy, come on up and give it a shot.
Good evening. This is a fun chance to get up here and share a little bit about my dad. Is this loud enough here? But it was just Father's Day on Sunday, so, you know, and I do have to go home and he's still my dad, so I'm sure the evening will just get worse after me. I know that lots of you are hopefully heading to paradise tonight. You're ready to go, and some of you are not ready to go to paradise. I see here. Yes. But as a kid, I spent lots of summers up at Huntington Lake on my folks' Soul catamaran. And we had a great time going up Huntington Lake, tacking up towards the 3 dams. Raise your hand if you've heard of Huntington Lake. All right. It was always a fun time. Dad would every once in a while let me take the reins and steer, and he was always encouraging me to go a little faster, go a little higher, you know, tip the boat up a little higher, just so he could have lots of whoops and hollers when it came back down. It was always a great sound. But one of my most memorable times is as we come back from the dams. It's a nice, easy ride, and we'd put the dagger boards up and pop open a can of Coke and talk about important life topics. And one of those topics was about how good heaven was really going to be, or paradise. And it's apropos that we're here pursuing paradise tonight, because we would have arguments after arguments saying, Dad would say, this is as good as it gets, relaxing on the boat, and I would say, oh no, Dad, heaven's going to be way better than this. So tonight, as we celebrate you in our own special way, I guess, I thought I'd give you a can of Coke for your journey so that you can have lots more discussions, and I figured you need this because we always pop open a can of Coke. So, and Dad, I hope you brought your swimsuit tonight. That's all I can
Thank
say.
you. If you folks haven't noticed, there's a dinghy out here in the pond right here. This says Sullivan on it. Have you noticed? Anyway, just thought I'd bring it. Just thought I'd bring it up. Now, all right, you're not going to believe what's going to happen next. You really won't. All I'm going to say in the way of an introduction is, ladies and gentlemen, may I present Popeye and olive oil.
Well, I hear there's a demotion here tonight. I want to meet the guy. I understand there's a guy named Sully acting like the sailor he is. Popeye wants to meet him. Where's me sailor? Oh, would this be Captain Sully?
Hi, Popeye.
Well, it's good to see you. You're looking like a scurvy scoundrel, it is to me. I'll tell you what, it's good to see you with my own eyes, because I wouldn't have believed it. You don't look like the kind of man I was thinking of. As a matter of fact, you look a little wimpy by my standards, Mr. Sully. Olive oil, come and help me here. What am I going to do?
Popeye! It's like Popeye! Oh, yes! Oh, my God.
What do you think about the guy? I mean, really?
Oh, well, he's kind of
another look at the guy. Does he look like a sailor? Or for that matter, does he look like a captain? Man, really, go and take a closer look at
Well,
Captain.
he looks a little flabby. Ooh, nothing like you, Papa. My hero.
Oh, olive oil. You know what your dues to me. Well, let's help him out, olive oil, because this guy, he needs a little bit of help. And you know what spinach does to Popeye?
He needs spinach.
Let's share. I'm feeling charitable, olive oil. Take it in, Popeye. You bet.
I don't see any change at all. Why?
Well,
he
you know,
not only looks wimpy, he looks like Wimpy.
wow, he does.
Look at that.
Why, Captain Foley, we thought you were just looking wimpy, but you are looking like Wimpy, Ian Popeye. Let's check it out. There's a little test. Why don't you just see how that reads?
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Oh, olive oil. It does sound wimpy. Can you imagine Captain Sully being a beggar like Wimpy? Captain Sully, it's just not the level that we're at. I thought you were not that wimpy.
Popeye, he isn't wimpy at all. In fact, he looks like that big, bad boy, Bluto.
Oh, well, blow me out. He does look like Bluto. He doesn't look like a sailor man at all. He looks like that poser Bluto man. I think you've got to do a little test and see if he can sing, because as you all know, real sailors, do they sing sailor songs like Manly Men? Yes, they do. Shall we see if Bluto here, poser Sully man, can actually sing?
Let's see, Popeye.
Okay, let me try this on you, okay? I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong through the finish, 'cause I eats me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. What do you think? You that here, little Bluto?
I'm straight Sully.
Oh, no. You know, folks, I think our, Captain Sully needs a little help. Can we help him a little bit with this song? Olive oil, can we help him? Let's sing this thing again so he really understands the sailor singing thing, you know?
That's right, because he's going to sing for us in a minute, all by himself.
So let's have everyone help him out on this here song.
That's right. Let's all sing. Ready? I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Wow, very nice. We got some sailors out here, I'll tell you that. Let's see if Captain Sully here, Bluto-looking guy, can pull this song off. Let's see the next slide up here. And we'll just see if Captain Sully can do it. Take it away. Yeah, that's your song. You know, a good sailor sings a good rough sailing song.
I'm Sully the Sailor Man. I live in a garbage can. I eat all the worms and spits out the germs. I'm Sully the Sailor Man.
Popeye, that was nasty. Why, even the real Bluto can sing better than that.
Well, he's no sailor boy that would be on my ship, that's for darn sure. He can't sing, he looks like Wimpy and Bluto both. And now we're going to have a little bit of test for this young man. I hear that Sully, Captain Sully, has been recruiting a bunch of sailors all year long to sail to paradise. Is it true?
It's true.
Sailing to paradise?
Yes.
Well, me sources tell me you've been allowing them to select their own jobs on the ship. Is it true, Captain Sully?
That's true.
Would that be the exercise of ideal leadership for Captain Sully?
Placing people where they perform the best.
Well, me sources tell me we got 75 of your men all down in the galley messing with the wine and the rum. You know? Captain Sully, I don't know how you're going to sail to paradise As far as I can see, Popeye says you might get out of port, but you might get out of port going sideways, Captain Sully. How do you feel about that?
It will be under control.
Oh, you feel proud? Under control. Okay, well, I guess the sailors go.
Popeye, I love it when you're so analytical. Ooh.
Yeah, it's just me, it's me education too, you know? Ooh. I gotta recover myself for a moment. Olive oil. Well, Popeye says, okay, Captain, you don't impress me much, and here's the chance to redeem yourself. We're going to give you about 5 or 6 tests here to see if you're a real sailor or a poser girly boy, okay? I'd like you to tell me, Captain Sully, what do you see on my arm?
That's an anchor tattoo.
Oh, you think that's an anchor tattoo? You recognize it. I'm proud of you. Show me your tattoo, sailor boy. Oh, no tattoos. Well, how come you don't have an anchor tattoo like Popeye? And being a big sailor boy like you are, you know, sailors like both tattoos and anchors.
I don't need decorations for my strong arm.
Looks like you're trying hard there.
Where are your medals?
For the guy that doesn't need decorations, I sees a few. All I need are some tattoos and me a little olive oil. Come on over for a pinch, fella. Okay, there she already is here. Also, I hear from the sources again that Captain Sully all during the year was real fond like of wearing a shirt. Is it true, Captain, that you've been fond during all these little meetings you've been having to go sail to paradise and you've been wearing a shirt?
Care for a cup of coffee?
Well, I think I know why Captain Sully's been wearing a shirt. Because he's only got this for a tattoo, a little rubber ducky on his chest. I mean, how do you feel about that? No anchors and no tattoos on the arms.
Have you seen my chest?
I'm looking at it right there, Captain Sully, and it's an embarrassing sight. What do you think, olive oil?
He's kind of cute. He is kind of cute. Sweet pea would love him.
Well, I think it's ridiculous. Well, we're going to continue our little test here and get done with this guy, okay? Because we're exposing Captain Sully as a non-sailor and certainly not a captain. He doesn't have tattoos. What he does have on his chest is embarrassing. He's got the guys down in the galley drinking all the booze. What are we going to do when we're half the way to paradise? Well, let's keep going. Let's see the next slide here because I want to see exactly if Captain Sully understands what this is. Captain Sully, what will you be looking at over there?
It's a double hitch nut.
It appears to me you don't recognize a winch when you see it. Looks like a winch to me, Captain Sully. Squint a little bit with your eyes.
The winch is over here.
Olive oil, give me a mooch here. I understand you're treating you. Oh, yeah. Say it again, Captain Sully. Whoa. Let's relax a little bit. We're in program. Captain Sully, them's offensive words, but let's move on to the next one. Since you don't recognize this winch, what's this?
That's the bow of the ship.
And what's on the top of it there?
It's a jib.
Oh, it's an electric winch, the kind you use, Captain Sully. An electric winch. You see the winch up on top? You see these muscles? You know, I got them because I knew how to use a real winch, Captain Sully. Touch them, my woman. Yeah. That's an electric winch, and it's got a little button there. And you push it, and when you push it, it does everything for you, Captain Sully. So we're kind of outing you because you're using the electric winch here. And besides that, what do we have here?
That's the galley slate.
Well, I can tell you what, he was wrong about olive oil, but Captain Sully doesn't know the difference between a winch and a winch, for crying out loud! There's a winch! A sailor that doesn't know a winch from a winch, and he's here talking about sailing to paradise. As men are in the galley, it's embarrassing. It's downright wrong that he should be out there. Well, Captain Sully, I think we pretty well demotivated you all by ourselves because you don't know all the important things about being a sailor. In Olive Oil, we got important things to do is back on the ship. And after you got me all heated up like that, we got really important things to do back on the ship, you know?
You know what? I think Captain Sully is kind of like a bottle of milk. You know, you keep him around too long, he turns sour.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. He's kind of a bilge rat, he is, huh?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Back to the ship of oil. We've been donating. We're back to better things, Captain Sully.
And he runs a $150 million operation, folks. Think about that. Thank you, folks. That was very well done. Next, we have Ed's son, James. He is a web business manager for Quest Communications. He lives in Denver with his wife, Lauren, and their beautiful daughters. He leads the worship music at his church, and he loves all kinds of outdoor sports in Colorado, and in Colorado there are many of those. So, James, would you come up and take a whack at this guy?
It's great to be here. See so many beautiful faces. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and read something real quick. What an honor it is to stand before you today to recognize my father, Ed Sullivan. Wait for applause. To define Ed Sullivan, it's like trying to describe what Yosemite Valley looks like as the morning mist rolls out. He's kind, caring, generous, and will always think of others before him. You know what? Forget this. You can have your money back. I don't want to read that. So, it is. Now it's my pleasure to roast my father. So I wanted to give you guys a quick heads up. So when it was all coming around that he was going to be the president, there was a big question as to what his platform was going to be. And a big one that actually came around was there was Sully sailors and all that kind of stuff. But another one, and I kind of was represented as a little bit of a consultant to him. He came to me and he said, James, what do you think about the Sully supporters? And I was like, Dad, that would be a really bad idea. Can you imagine what the environment would be with supporters all over the place? It wouldn't be good in any fashion. So just know that I'm kind of a good reason why you guys weren't Sully supporters. And then so there's a big aspect of credentials as to is this man a sailor? And there's plenty of mishaps in his sailing career. There was a time. And I'm concerned that, that this group didn't check credentials of them before they put them into place. But there was a couple times there was racing the same catamaran that my sister was talking about, where they had a small connection with another boat. You can all guess who lost that one. Put a nice hole in the side of the boat as they were racing it down. Whitewater rafting. They were playing a game where they were something about finding a bucket, or they had to get a bucket. My dad thought it was a great idea to dive head first into the water for the bucket. Ended up getting 9 stitches in his chin. Good one. The current boat that he has down in Balboa with my grandpa down in Balboa Bay currently has residents. And I'm not talking humans, people. We're talking 300-pound seals. And they live on this boat, almost sinking it. And speaking of sinking, there was a previous boat that actually resided on the bottom of the bay at one time. This is a credential that you got to think about before you put these people into place. And there was one time in late November, this same catamaran. Anyway, brought the home boat in 1.5 feet of snow in late November over the passes throughout Huntington Lake and Shaver Lake. Quite an amazing feat. Not really the captain that I'd want, But anyway, so credentials is a big aspect. And so, Brian, you're the next president. Do you know what your platform is at all yet? Young Man's Club. Young
Man's Club. Oh, good. So we got him from a sailing club that has no boat to the YMCA. So there's a big aspect. When I was getting into sailing, Dad would often give me a little bit of
terminology, and this is actually the document he gave me, so that I understand the terminology. Here's some of the one he said. Crew, stationary objects used on a ship hold down sea missions. The boom, call boom for the sound that's made when a crew's head across the boat. Slow sometimes called boom. Here's one, the dinghy. It is the sound of ship's bell. Yeah. A tidal flow that carries the boat toward hazard. And then a foul wind, a breeze produced by crewmate after having chili. So obviously with those roots, it makes it a little difficult to say it myself. So some of the old sayings that we use in our community life kind of impacts my dad. These are ones to do about kind of just, I need some help kind of fishing as well. The first one is, I'm sure all the sayings like, all you are equal to your words. I said that I can do my blood, a word, love it. You know, yes, true. That's the case. So ask about what your country can do, that's what you can do for it. So no, he's in first. I asked giant sales, and all of a sudden this lady screamed out of the middle of nowhere. She screamed, next thing you know, like that, he's flying over the edge of the boat into the water. We're like, wow, you know, what a selfless act. He just really wants to help this lady out. And so, you know, the captain kind of turns the boat around and he's coming back to head and everybody starts clapping and they're just like, way to go. And the captain says, you know, way to go, man. You know, that was amazing task you just did. Thank you for doing it. Is there anything that I can do? And as they were pulling him out of the water, my dad said, yeah, there's something you can do. You can tell me who pushed me in. That's it for me. I just wanted what an honor and proud of course to meet you today, and thank you all my so much.
So he'll get you later. Next we have a recent Rotary member, new member, sponsored by Ed. His good friend Paulus, Jim, and a realtor, Ed was with Marlene Church, Jim at the end of Backtrap, and that's Jim. So they go skiing in Colorado each year, and he knows about Ed's skiing skills, and tonight here's also.
Thank you. I need to confess that prior to this presentation, I promised Ed that I was in his corner. I'm going to back him up. I just hope that anything I say will be good. And I'm not going to get the part where we lost a pair of horses. No sense in bringing it up again and rubbing it in. But I am glad that they've chosen a nautical theme tonight just to humor you. I've sailed with Ed a lot of times and you know, I know everybody wants to know about skiing and that kind of thing, but I'd like to divert to a couple of things first before we talk about that. I know Ed's a good sailor. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that his navigational skills. You know, when he was a navigator in the Air Force, the airplanes flew above the clouds, but on the ground or in the sea, you know, you can have a cloud cover, you can have a marine layer or any kind of thing like that. And so the directional aids that he's accustomed to at that level might fail you. On our 6 trips to Colorado, the first 3 years, he used MapQuest and Expedia to determine direction, distance, stopping points, and estimated time of arrival. And if we got off schedule, he was really upset. And I don't know that you can be that technical at sea. The next 3 years, we used a GPS. And that worked fine. I mean, we knew where we were going to be, when we were going to be there, how long it was going to take. And again, if we weren't on schedule, Ed just really started pushing us. And I felt compelled to put MapQuest or Paradise into MapQuest. And I didn't put a country, I didn't put a state, I didn't use anything else. And you would not believe where Paradise is. Paradise is located between Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada. And, you know, that brought to memory that one of Ed's favorite places is the Green Valley Ranch Casino in Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
The buffet. He loves the buffet. All you can eat. And I believe that all the time that we've been going to Henderson to the buffet, he knew that Paradise was right around the corner.
I've been working with this lady for the past few weeks, and it's become very clear to me that you don't deserve her. Ed and Peggy met at a tobogganing party when he was in the Air Force Academy. Peggy taught Ed to ski, and Ed taught Peggy how to sail. He teaches everything.